The Nigerian government just wielded a big hammer on a South African company, Optasia. Optasia is a digital fintech company that provides credit facilities to digital customers of telecoms companies in Nigeria. They've lent telecom customers, digital allowances whenever they runs out of.
The Nigerian president has signed a bill that has destroyed the monopoly that a South African company has in Nigerian telecom. Says President Bola Tinubu has directed the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission to dismantle the 12-year monopoly enjoyed by South African technology firm Optasia, formerly Channel Vast, the Nigeria's airtime credit lending and data advance market. The directive aims to liberate.
Hello everyone, how are you guys doing? Let's talk about President Tinubu and South Africa. You know, when Nigerians, you see when this xenophobic attack has been happening, have you ever seen Tinubu said anything? No. The people that were carrying this thing, they were discussing about this thing, it was the parliamentarian, the representative. Have you ever heard Tinubu said anything? I want to burst your bubbles right now. Do you know what President Tinubu did? President Tinubu orders the EFCCC, something like the Nigerians, you already know it, to dismantle the monopoly of South African film in Nigeria. Guess what? This South African company called the Otasia, I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name well. This company has been responsible for to borrow and has been responsible for borrowing Nigerians. You know, when you want to call and you don't have credit, you borrow. You know, this company has been the one responsible. This company is in South Africa, but they control this in Nigeria. This is what this company has been benefiting from Nigerians, 2 point something billion every year. Guess what? President Tinubu has dismantled that film. President Tinubu has dismantled that company by giving license to 10 Nigerian company to compete with that company. Right now, you think when President Ramaphosa wake up and say the Ghana president should go and beg other Africans to start doing business with Nigeria, what do you think was happening? Nigeria has dealt with South Africa. They are now begging Nigerians to do business with them. I said Nigeria has dismantled South African firm called Otasia. I don't know if that's the pronunciation, but that's something. It looks telecommunication company. It's no longer working. The Afrikaners have gone to meet Ramaphosa. What is happening? They keep blocking our businesses in African countries. South Africans, you guys have not seen anything. Let me ask you people, South Africans, the businesses Nigerians do in your country, is it up to $1 million? It's not up to, but look at the business you people do in South Africa, in Nigeria. Look at the profit you people make. You people make 2 point something billion every year, and who is feeling it? You guys are the one that begging. No Africans have come to you begging that, oh, you people should open our business. You've looted everything. They have taken Ghanaian business and hand it over to you people. And oh God, guys, you people don't know what is happening. You know what President Tinubu just did right now? We love it. We love it. Africans is hailing him because he has done something beautiful for Nigerians. This will show you that the fact that Nigerians have not been talking ever since this issue started doesn't mean that Nigerians are weak. Nigerians know where to hit, and where they have hit is paining Ramaphosa. It's paining the white people, same like Ghanaians. Ghanaians have hitted them. It's paining them until they said they were going to take Ghana president to court. In fact, they are even saying they will take Nigerian president to court. Please guys, follow up the information. Are you new here? Have you subscribed or not? If you haven't subscribed, don't forget to subscribe, like, and drop your comments. Please take a look and watch this video.
Data where they can actually pay back in a particular time whenever they top up their phones. Otasia has been running these services in Nigeria for the past 12 years. They have been the sole company providing this service in Nigeria. They generate an average of 2.2 billion US dollars revenue from Nigeria every year. Which is equivalent to about 3 trillion naira. That is what they get from the Nigerian economy. And they have been doing this for the past 12 years. And the Nigerian government is having none of it as a result of this ongoing Afrophobic violence and the disrespect on Nigerians by South African citizens, and the reluctance and the nonchalant attitude of the South African government to deal with the situation. That is why you're seeing the South African government coming up yesterday to make a statement, because the Nigerian government is now biting them hard, trying to bite the South African economy, and those who own the South African economy understood the consequences of losing such a significant amount of revenue. 2.2 billion US dollars is gone. The Nigerian government just set up 9 Nigerian companies that will take over these services in Nigeria. They are saying it is a monopoly. How can a foreign company operate in Nigeria, taking out $2.2 billion every year out of the Nigerian economy for the past 12 years, and no Nigerian company has been able to provide such services? That such monopoly is no longer acceptable. You need to ask yourself questions. Do you think the Nigerian government was not aware that this company has been providing these services for the last 12 years? They are aware because they were with good terms with the South African government. Now that the South African citizens have disrespected the Nigerian state and the Nigerian citizens, the Nigerian government is biting out. Remember, a Nigerian senator made a statement a couple of weeks ago saying that they would bite the South African economy and the South African government will come begging. This is one of the measures. The Senate took a resolution to investigate several of South African companies and see how the Nigerian government would hit them hard. That the South African government would come to Abuja to plead for leniency. This is the first South African company, Optasia, to being beaten so hard that I don't know how they're going to recover from it. 2.2 billion US dollars is gone. And Optasia is not just going away easy. They have taken the Nigerian government to court for trying to take them out of business. So, South Africans, your actions in your country, your continuous disrespect to Nigerians and the Nigerian state, this is one of the consequences of your actions. Those who owns your economy have put pressure on your government to begin to make critical decisions in order to ensure that they do not lose the bilateral relationship they have with several African countries. That is why your president is running to the national television to make a statement. 2.2 billion US dollars that is supposed to go to the South African economy has been obliterated by the Nigerian government. Optasia is one of the first, and it's not going to be the last. MTN, for example, racks in close to 750 million US dollars on a yearly basis from Nigeria, and that money is sent back to South Africa. Just wait for the consequences. You see, Nigeria is the only country on the continent of Africa that has the enormous power to bite the South African government and its economy where it pains them. So Nigeria is beginning to bite. Nigerian government have not been very loud, has not been very, very vociferous when it comes to the actions of the South African people and the national attitude of the South African people to reign on its own citizens. Nigerian government is beginning to bite, and Optasia is the first company from South Africa to bear the consequences of the actions of its uneducated citizens who have been gallivanting all over the country, terrorizing Africans and Nigerian citizens. Optasia has lost a significant money. $2.2 billion is not a joke for a company to lose from its revenue globally. Thank you.
Its sector estimated to be worth 3 trillion naira in annual transactional value, opening up to exclusive to indigenous financial technology companies. 3 trillion naira, by the way, is approximately 2.2 billion US dollars. So this is how it works. Nigerian telecommunication system is completely different from the American system. You buy credit for airtime. So there are people, sometimes you can borrow credit for you can borrow credit and pay later. And the company that handles this transaction is a South African company called Optasia. What Optasia does is it's a middleman that facilitates this deal. And every time you borrow it and you pay, it takes money from the telecommunications company and it takes money from you. It takes its cut from both parties. And its estimated value is 3 trillion naira. That's $2.2 billion a year. A South African company that is not located in Nigeria, doesn't have Nigerian employees, doesn't have staff, does not pay taxes in Nigeria, for 12 years has been making $2.2 billion. Well, now the Nigerian government, the Nigerian president has signed a bill that now has included 10 other Nigerian companies into this transaction. So that $2.2 billion is now going to be split between 11 companies. This one company no longer has the monopoly. While that sounds good, I think it needs to be cut off entirely and it needs to get the fuck out. They either bring the company to Nigeria and nationalize it, or get the fuck out and, I don't know, stay in your country and develop your country's telecommunications.